Unfortunately for Angel Reese, she's dead last, and I'm not kidding you, in this list of players, and she looks really, really bad in comparison, and we're going to take a look at that.
What if I told you that one of the WNBA's most talked about rookies is actually struggling to score efficiently? Angel Reese may have a massive social media following, but her shooting percentages paint a much less glamorous picture, one that many of her fans choose to ignore.
So refreshing to see some shots actually make it refreshing. Oh no, that's Angel Reese's music. You like Mustangs? Your favorite player is Lawal Dang? Oh, you said bang!
Stick with me, because I'm about to drop a shocking stat that reveals just how rough things really are for Angel Reese. If you already think she's underperforming, just wait. The truth is even worse. The numbers don't lie, and once I show you where Reese ranks among all WNBA scorers, you'll understand why some basketball legends are starting to question her game. By the end of this video, I'll reveal two iconic players Reese thought had her back, but are now publicly calling her out. The gap between hype and reality is bigger than you think. Ready? Let's dive in.
A couple of the most baffling things that I've seen this offseason is the lack of videos involving Angel Reese working on layups. Now, look, the layup issue is a real issue for Angel Reese, and I don't understand the taking all the... I mean, yeah, sure, you can practice two-point shots just inside the three-point line. You can practice three-point shots, but there seems to be an emphasis on that from Angel Reese, and I don't understand, because she should be trying to perfect her game inside 5 foot.
Did you know that Angel Reese ranks dead last in shooting efficiency among all high-volume scorers in the WNBA? The stats are even worse than most people think. And it's time we have a real conversation about it.
All right, back to business. I'm back work, Brittany Griner. You said you rang? Bang! Somebody said she's got the coordination skills of a baby giraffe. I don't know what baby giraffes did to receive that kind of slander, but I won't stand for it. Bang! The WNBA is back in little over a month. Friendly reminder, we're not watching because of one person. We're watching because of her, too.
When analysts evaluate a player's offensive value,
true shooting
percentage stands out as the gold standard
unlike
metric.
Simple field goal percentage.
Unlike basic
True
field goal
shooting takes
percentage,
everything into account.
true shooting percentage
Field
gives us the
goals,
complete
three-pointers,
picture
and free
by
throws,
accounting for all
giving
scoring
us a
attempts.
full picture of a player's
Field
scoring
goals,
efficiency.
three-pointers,
It doesn't
and free
just show
throws.
how much a player scores.
It reveals
but
not just how often a
wisely they
player
use each
scores,
offensive possession.
but how
In a
efficiently they
league
use
where
their
every
offensive
possession
possessions.
counts. This is
In a
stat
league where
that
every
separates the
possession
truly
matters,
elite scorers
this
from
statistic
those who
separates
just
the
put up
elite
volume.
scorers from
Chicago Sky's Angel Reese found herself at the very bottom of the list, sitting at 30th, with a true shooting percentage of just 46.4%. The contrast between the two rookies, both with massive college followings and major fan bases, ignited strong reactions online.
Now let's talk about the uncomfortable truth. Angel Reese is currently posting a dismal 46.4% true shooting percentage, ranking her 30th in the league. This isn't just below average, it's near rock bottom. For context, most established WNBA players sit comfortably above the 50% mark, with elite scorers often blowing past it. Reese isn't just lagging behind, she's not even in the same conversation.
Must be nice to look this clumsy at your job and then declare you're underpaid. Privilege! Bang! Justice for all baby giraffes out there. I will fight the good fight. Bang! One thing to take from these videos, never give up, because if she can do it, you can do it too!
You might be thinking, well, she's just a rookie adjusting to the pro game. But that excuse doesn't hold up when you compare her to her peers. Caitlin Clark, who's facing more defensive pressure than any rookie, has an impressive 58.3% true shooting percentage, ranking 6th overall in the league. First among rookies and second among all guards, just behind Kelsey Mitchell. Clark is thriving through the same rookie learning curve that's supposedly behind Reese's struggles. So, what's the real reason for Reese's underperformance?
Caitlin Clark may just be starting her WNBA journey, but she's already making waves, not only with highlight plays, but also with cold, hard numbers. A recent viral post on X revealed the true shooting efficiencies of the league's top 30 scorers. and it sparked quite the controversy among fans. Clark, now a rookie with the Indiana Fever, ranked 6th amongst all shooters with a true shooting percentage of 58.3%. True shooting percentage takes into account a player's field goals, three-pointers, and free throws, making it a key indicator of overall scoring efficiency. For a first-year player, it's elite company to be in.
Let's entertain the idea that Caitlin Clark is just an exception. Well, guess what? The 4th overall pick, Rickea Jackson, is also sitting high up the list with a 55.2% true shooting percentage. Meanwhile, Cameron Brink, the 2nd overall pick, and Camila Cardoso, the 3rd overall pick, didn't make the efficiency rankings because they didn't play enough last year to have a statistically significant sample due to their extended injuries.
Clark's game has translated well to the pros. Her shooting from deep remains a threat, 33.9% from beyond the arc. She was 13th in the league, while her mid-range and inside games are just as effective. She ranked 4th in two-point field goal percentage. I mean, see, that's where I'd expect Angel Reese to be real high. Nah. And 2nd in free throw shooting with a remarkable 90.9%. Her effective field goal percentage, EFG, which adjusts for three-point shots being worth more, stood at 52.1%, good for 10th overall.
Here's something truly shocking that no one's talking about. Nearly 40% of Angel Reese's much hype rebounds come from collecting her own missed shots. Let that sink in. While her rebounding stats look impressive at first glance, they're partially inflated by her own inefficiency. She's essentially creating rebound opportunities for herself by missing shots that most post players would convert. If her true shooting percentage doesn't convince you, maybe her effective field goal percentage will. At a league worst 39.5%, Reese is practically a black hole for offensive possessions. When she's the one taking the shot, the Chicago Sky are statistically better off if anyone else had the ball instead. This inefficiency spreads throughout the offense, limiting her team's potential despite her other contributions. I guess it's no surprise that defenders are often backing off her.
By contrast, Reese's shooting woes drew criticism. She finished 30th in two-point percentage at 40%. God. 29th in three-point percentage, 18.8%. And her effective field goal percentage was a league low 39.5%. That's crazy as hell. And I don't want to hear nothing about a big. We're going to take a look at something. Even from the free throw line, often a reliable scoring source for bigs, she landed 27th. Considering most of Reese's shots come from close to the rim.
And here's the kicker. These numbers actually get worse when we break down where her shots are coming from and how she's missing them. We haven't even reached the most telling stats yet. The reality is, Angel Reese's shooting efficiency isn't just bad for a rookie. It's historically bad for any WNBA player with her usage rate and shot selection. Players who shoot this poorly typically don't get high usage rates because coaches can't afford to run their offense through such inefficient scorers. Yet, despite all the evidence suggesting otherwise, Reese continues to play a significant offensive role.
Some fans found the numbers hard to stomach. A 6'3" post player that shot 90% of shots from 5 foot within 5 foot is at 30. Another one said, OMG, Angel, get up, girl.
These high usage, low efficiency numbers are concerning enough on their own, but when you zoom in on Angel Reese's performance within 5 feet of the basket, where her 6 feet 3 inches frame should give her a clear advantage, the stats become even more alarming. At just 44.5% from point-blank range, she's being outshot by guards who are 7 inches shorter than her. In basketball terms, this isn't just disappointing. It's a fundamental failure to make the most of her most obvious physical advantages.
I'm going to be honest with you here. I think it is a deal that is eventually going to get her benched in the WNBA. I think that will happen one day because a good coach, if she ever gets one, is going to look at this and be like, you're 6'4", you're 6'3", you're too damn inefficient. I can't have you on the court. and, just perfect your craft. And then worry about all the other collateral things around you after the fact.
Let's put this in perspective. At 6 feet 3 inches with an impressive wingspan, Angel Reese should be a nightmare for defenders near the basket. When a player of her size gets positioned inside, conventional basketball wisdom tells us it should almost always result in 2 easy points. Yet somehow, Reese converts these high percentage opportunities at a rate that would make even perimeter players cringe. Most WNBA players hit these shots at rates between 55% and 65%. So Reese's 44.5% stands out for all the wrong reasons. Even worse, when shooting from 5 to 9 feet away from the basket, she manages a dismal 11%. That's right, she makes just 1 out of every 10 mid-range shots.
It's just a fact. She is, it's more than a fact. She is not good at layups. But I was looking at her stats. I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad. And even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 13%.
What makes the statistic especially damning is a comparison to smaller guards who face much greater challenges finishing at the rim. Take Kelsey Mitchell, for example, who stands at just 5 feet 8 inches. Despite giving up 7 inches to Reese, Mitchell consistently finishes better at the rim, hitting an impressive 60% on shots within 5 feet of the basket. Think about that. A guard who barely reaches Reese's shoulders is more effective in the paint than someone with every physical advantage imaginable. But this isn't just about height. Game footage analysis reveals specific technical flaws in Reese's finishing. Her footwork is poor, her release points are inconsistent, and she tends to rush shots, even when uncontested. One analysis called her shooting form a basketball fundamentals horror show, pointing out cross wrists and a pushing motion that starts from her hips instead of a proper shooting form. Some fans have even described it as watching an uncoordinated baby giraffe.
Noting her crossed wrists and a pushing action that originates from her hips rather than a proper shooting motion. Some fans even call it like seeing an uncoordinated baby giraffe.
And this tells you, look at effective bigs in the league. Jonquel Jones, one of my favorite players actually. Brittany Griner, 1 and 2. All right, that's what it's supposed to look like for somebody that's 6'3" and above. Asia Wilson, way up there. Then Mitchell, then Clark. Look, if you want to compare Angel to somebody like Aaliyah Boston, look at that. I mean, she's right here, 53.7% from 2-point percentage. She was ranked 13th in the league. Angel was ranked 30th.
The contrast becomes even more glaring when comparing Reese to elite post players with similar physical attributes. Aya Wilson converts 67.3% of her shots at the rim, while Brittany Griner hits 63.1% of hers. Both players know how to use their size effectively, establishing deep position, using proper footwork, and finishing with technique rather than just relying on height. Even Caitlin Clark, who stands 4 inches shorter at 6 feet 0 inches and faces far more defensive pressure as a primary ball handler, converts 54.1% of her 2-point attempts. She achieves this despite taking more difficult shots, often creating her own opportunities against set defenses, rather than simply receiving passes in established positions.
Angel Reese doesn't look so hot here. Caitlin Clark, she did that as a rookie, folks. Think about that a minute. As a rookie.
So what's behind this massive disparity? It's certainly not physical limitations. Reese has the ideal basketball build. It's not defensive attention either. While she does draw defenders, she doesn't face the constant double and triple teams that Clark has to navigate. The undeniable conclusion is that Reese's struggles come down to fundamental technical flaws in her game. Her inefficiency around the basket is what one source called a career-threatening issue that requires immediate attention. When a player's primary job is to convert high-percentage looks near the basket, and they're failing at it, it raises serious questions about their long-term viability at the professional level. So, let's break down what's really going wrong.
There's footage out there of Angel working on her game in the lab, as they say, And mostly what we see is Angel shooting three-pointers.
With her basketball career hanging in the balance due to glaring finishing issues, you'd expect Angel Reese to be tirelessly working on her layups. But her social media tells a completely different story. Recent workout videos show her practicing three-pointers with shooting mechanics that would make any coach cringe. Instead of addressing her struggles around a basket, she's inexplicably focusing on long-range shooting, an area where she only converted 18.8% of her attempts last season. It's like watching someone practice parallel parking before they've even learned how to start the car. The technical flaws in Reese's shooting form are glaring to anyone with basic basketball knowledge. Her inconsistent base leads to poor balance right from the start. When she releases the ball, her arms and wrists cross awkwardly, completely throwing off the alignment needed for consistent accuracy. Her jerky release resembles someone shot putting a medicine ball, not shooting a basketball. These aren't minor adjustments on an otherwise solid foundation. These are fundamental mistakes that competent shooting coaches address in middle school players.
Okay, so here you see she's being fed the ball. She's in the right corner. She gets the ball. And again, if you're going to work on expanding your game, okay. But at least make sure that your technique is right. So I'm hoping that this guy and whoever else works with her will work on her technique, because I don't care how many you shoot like this with nobody guarding you. If your technique is not right, you might get a few here or there by happenstance or whatever, but you're not going to consistently knock down shots.
What's most baffling is Reese's stubborn focus on practicing the wrong skills. While her videos show three-point attempts that clang off the rim, she's completely neglecting the inside finishing that can make her a legitimate offensive threat. This points to something deeper than just poor shooting mechanics. It suggests a fundamental misunderstanding of her own strengths as a player. This misplaced training focus isn't just a bad basketball decision. It's evidence of a player who doesn't fully grasp her own value proposition. When you're 6 feet 3 inches with incredible length and athleticism, yet shooting worse from point-blank range than guards who are 7 inches shorter than you, your training priorities should be clear. But instead, Reese seems determined to become a player she simply isn't, rather than maximizing her natural advantages.
Her arms, her wrists are crossed. Her wrists are crossed, which is the wrong form. Your wrist should not be crossed. You should be totally aligned to your target. So this means that her shooting hand, which is her left, is crossing over. Her elbow, therefore, jutting out.
So, what do the legends have to say about Reese's shot mechanics? When basketball royalty speaks, smart players listen. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, the royalty isn't exactly praising her these days. What began as enthusiastic support from Hall of Famers has shifted into something far more uncomfortable: public intervention. The most telling moment came on Reese's own podcast, where WNBA legend Leslie didn't hold back, directly addressing the fundamental issue holding Reese's game back.
Going in my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Leslie was blunt, addressing the elephant in the room that Reese seems hesitant to acknowledge. This wasn't casual feedback. It was a 4-time Olympic gold medalist and 3-time WNBA MVP pointing directly at the career-threatening flaw Reese continues to overlook.
This is like WNBA leveling up and all eyes on her now. I think that she knows that she has to completely restructure her form, because that is not the way to be efficient in the post position that she is in. At the post position that she's in, a layup is supposed to be a given. She needs to improve her touch around the rim, like all over the place, but she seems to take these desperation shots.
What makes this intervention so striking is how it contrasts with the development paths of other young stars. While Caitlin Clark is in the gym every day, focusing on game-specific drills designed to enhance on-court chemistry, her sessions emphasize core skills like mid-range shooting, finishing through contact, and mastering screens and cuts, all things directly applicable to improving her game. This is purposeful development that acknowledges both strengths and limitations. This stark difference hasn't gone unnoticed by fans. One viewer pointedly asked after watching Reese's latest three-point shooting drill video, "Is Reed trying to be Steph Curry or Caitlin Clark?" The question gets to the heart of the issue. A player who seems determined to become something she's not, rather than maximizing her natural gifts. Then came the awkward moment with Shaq, delivering what some fans described as verbal body shots.
You know who you are? You're the female Antoine Jameson. You know who Antoine Jameson is? He got 20,000 points with his shot. Whatever your shot is. Like, everybody's shot ain't gonna be Steph Curry. Your shot is your shot.
One of the most talked about moments was Shaq's comparison of Reese to Antoine Jameson. While Jameson had a solid NBA career and was a capable player, he never reached the Hall of Fame, a far cry from Shaq's own legendary status. By framing Reese in this light, Shaq implied she was more of a role player than a future icon. It was a comparison that seemed to hit hard.
He called her Antoine Jameson. Most people, trust me, she was offended.
She didn't know who that was.
She probably does. She's a basketball fan. She probably does. But, I mean, Antoine Jameson ain't cracking nobody's top 200 in NBA history. And this woman thinks she's one of the greatest WNBA players or greatest women's basketball player of all time.
Then came the critique of Reese's layup technique. Shaq dismissed it as basic, telling her, "You're too worried about what people think. Stop caring and just focus on your game." For someone like Reese, who's built her brand on unapologetic self-expression, Shaq's unsolicited advice felt less like constructive criticism and more like a dismissal of her entire approach.
She can't be rookie of the year because all she do is do the flip shots, get them up. Just remember all that shit that they say, and then.
Meanwhile, Reese seems to be doing the opposite, doubling down on three-point shooting despite her elite rebounding abilities and size advantages in the paint. It's like watching someone with a flat tire stop to polish their hubcaps. The legends of the game see it, fans see it, analysts see it, everyone, it seems, except Reese herself. The numbers tell a clear story. While Angel Reese continues to struggle with fundamental shooting issues, Caitlin Clark is quietly revolutionizing the WNBA with her remarkable efficiency. And it's not just analysts noticing. Basketball legends are taking note as well.
We knew that Caitlin Clark was this phenomenal talent, but she was entering a league that she was not familiar with. She was a rookie. The Indiana Fever have been actively building and rebuilding their organization and this team, and they have a lot of incredible pieces. But the fact that they were able to get into the playoffs and be a team that, although they didn't, advance far in the playoffs, they were a team that we kept saying, if you face them, they're gonna make it difficult for you. That organization then saw that and said, we're capitalizing on this and we're doing it now.
Meanwhile, Reese seems to be doing the opposite, doubling down on three-point shooting despite her elite rebounding abilities and size advantages in the paint. It's like watching someone with a flat tire stop to polish their hubcaps. The legends of the game see it, fans see it, analysts see it, everyone, it seems, except Reese herself. The numbers tell a clear story. While Angel Reese continues to struggle with fundamental shooting issues, Caitlin Clark is quietly revolutionizing the WNBA with her remarkable efficiency. And it's not just analysts noticing. Basketball legends are taking note as well. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.